Okay guys, I think it's time to get started the next video, so let's just put you on here as usual. You know how it is. Let's just get that specific thing so that I look bright and shiny. Okay, and without further ado, I think it's time we start the video. Let's cue the intro. In this video, we're gonna be going over the 5 worst mistakes you can do, and I wish you avoid each one of them. I'm being completely honest. I want you to avoid all of those 5 mistakes that I'm gonna be speaking about in this video, because it's crucial for you guys to be able to achieve success, that you do not make those mistakes. Yeah, most certainly probably you're gonna end up making some of them, but don't worry, we've all been there. So here we go, the 5 worst mistakes you can make with your money. Did I catch you with the thumbnail? I think this thumbnail was pretty sick. In my opinion, at least it is. Welcome to the place where education meets fun, and before we get to all of those 5 things, I think it's important for you to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, yeah, make sure you subscribe. And not only that, but like the video if you're enjoying it so far. The first one that you want to avoid, the first mistake, which almost all of us have done, is to be emotional with your money. What you want to definitely not do is spend money that you wouldn't most necessarily spend on something that you wouldn't necessarily need in the next day. So for example, a week ago I had the simplistic idea that I need a new camera stand, even though as you can see my current one is working perfectly. And I really wanted to purchase a new camera stand because my current one is so bad and it's almost broken and so on and so on. And I wanted to stream because I'm gonna start streaming in Twitch, by the way, playing Rocket League. And then I was like, but let me wait one day. And then on the next day, as soon as I woke up, I realized that I don't actually need to get a new one as long as this one is working perfectly fine. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if you find that one thing that you think that you've been needing it so far, it's one of those things you never know that you need this thing until you see it. So that's how you know it's an emotional purchase. If you want it by the time, at the time you see it, you're like, no, let's just wait until the next day. Save it if you need to somewhere, save it in your favorites, and if you still want it the next day, go ahead and purchase it, but don't be emotional with your spending. That's the first one. The second one is you never want to overinvest in any financial assets or in anything that brings you equity and so on, so that you don't have any cash laying out for you when you want to make a bigger investment. You never know when the big opportunity is gonna come around, and you want to be able to be sitting on some cash so that you're able to go and invest out. That's a tip from not only me, but from the wealthiest guys. So yeah, have this in mind. You don't want to over-invest or overspend. You always want to have at least a decent amount of cash so that you can immediately go into an opportunity heads on. Because opportunities do come along pretty often, but you never know which one is the best one. So if you have the guts and you have the feeling and you've done the financials that this opportunity is amazing, make sure you go straight into it. You know how it goes. The third one that anybody can make, it's the mistake of, the noobs and so on. Unfortunately, a lot of people do it and have done it, is to have at least 6 months of safety net. Yes, an emergency fund. Come on guys, we've talked about this multiple times across this channel, and make sure you hit the like button because this one is an incredible one. It's an incredible tip. You definitely need to have at least 6 months of your expenses saved up in your either in your bank account or in a separate account where you won't be touching it unless you need it. So for any rainy days, as they say, if you lose your job, if you lose all of your incomes because you won't have multiple revenue streams, if you lose all of those revenue streams and you just have your rent, you need to continue paying your bills and so on, you need to continue eating, obviously living, you need to open up that emergency fund and start spending from it. But make sure you have at least 6 months, okay? So if, for example, your rent, your food, and a few of your other necessities per month is up to 1,200 pounds, you want to have 1,200 pounds times 6 saved up in your other account, okay? Hopefully that makes sense.
Nice.
Good. Let's move on to the next one. And here goes the 4th mistake that all of those noobs make with their money. You should definitely avoid that. Is paying off good debt. Oh my god, we've talked about this many times. There's good debt and there's bad debt. If you have a good one, why rush? Why do you want to rush and pay it off? Why don't you just lay down, stay like this, and let the person who's about to give you that loan and you're paying it to do the thing for you. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so basically a good debt is like a free BJ, as they say. Good. Now that we're on point with this, and make sure you leave a comment down below if you're not sure what a good debt is. I'm gonna be making a totally separate video for you guys if that's what you want. And make sure you subscribe, because probably 80% of my viewers are not subscribed. So make sure you subscribe and support me on all social media channels. We've already have reached a super huge amount of number in TikTok, 42,000 people, on Instagram, almost 2,000 people, and then we're going on to YouTube, which were almost 1,000 people as well. I even started Twitch streaming, which I've done only once in my life, when we already have 600 people there. Stay tuned, there's gonna be plenty more. And the fifth one is, that's already one of the best ones that I can guarantee to you guys that a lot of people have made, and that's how they go bankrupt and so on. Don't spend money you don't have. Don't take more loan, because you never know when and whatever amount of money you're actually gonna receive in your bank account. You're supposed to get a salary. It's like this, you know, you can actually use your credit card and then cover up with your salary. However, you never know what's gonna happen, especially if you're freelancing or you're part-time working. You never know, the business might go bankrupt, or you might not have any job right now, or they might be delaying your payments and so on, and you might not end up having any money in your account, then ruining your credit score, then ruining all of everything you've worked for the past 5 years and so on. So make sure you don't spend money that you don't have. And it's pretty simple to do that, I would say so, but it actually is pretty hard for some people. Most people like to use their credit card before they've received any money, and that makes sense, but still make sure that you have some money saved up so you can cover all of your expenses, yeah? If you have the emergency fund, it's easy, literally. Easy, guys, easy.
I don't waste my time with it.
That's gonna be a wrap for today's video. This one is a quick one, definitely. So if there's any questions whatsoever, make sure you guys tune in, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram for my lifestyle, basically. Make sure you check me on Twitter. Guys, I want you to be sharing all of your ideas on Twitter, because I want to start using Twitter more and more often. So if Twitter is your place, or you want to support me on there and give me some very good YouTube ideas, make sure you check that out. It's been amazing to have you here. Stay tuned to find out more. It's been amazing to have you on the channel. Pleasure's been online.